Welcome to the TALKESHI podcast, episode 53. So, you might be surprised to see that there is an episode today. Hope everyone is doing okay. Well, there's a few reasons to that. You might have seen que ayer puse como que no episode this week. Send good vibes. First of all, send good vibes to my family right now, please. Como que I don't really need the good vibes. My family needs the good vibes. And ¿verdad? Como que just send it their way. And I do want to say that literally the reason I'm here even is because you guys did send good vibes my way, my family's way. So, I want to thank y'all for that. The reason is that, I had a family emergency, specifically a health emergency, and I just no estaba en mood de grabar ayer. It was not the right thing to do yesterday. The right thing to do was literally like speed out and be with my family. So, yeah, pero gracias a, everyone that sent good vibes and stuff. That's why I'm here. Pretty much recording a new episode today. And specifically, I was obviously distressed por lo que pasó ayer, but this is gonna sound really shitty, but en verdad, I really wanted to have a consistent episode schedule, so I was kind of sad that I couldn't keep that up. But the great thing is I can do it whenever I want, right? I didn't have to do it yesterday. I could do it today if I wanted to. I could do it in the next few months if I freaking wanted to, like I was doing it this whole time. Pero en verdad, I just really, it was a really bad moment yesterday, but I'm here today, and again, thank you all for that. I do want to say something que I thought about a lot yesterday. Como que, obviously, I was distraught. I was not in a good mental place, ¿verdad? You remember, ustedes se acuerdan, la época de Ricky Renuncia, ¿verdad? Que, we literally just could not talk about literally anything else. Hold on, okay. We literally could not talk about anything else. ¿Se acuerdan? Como que si hablábamos de algo que no era Ricky Renuncia, it was like a bad thing. Now, listen. ¿Verdad? Como que it was a moment que todo el tiempo estábamos alerta, todo el tiempo estábamos hablando de algo. And I don't really want to get into the specifics of, the political importance de esa época, obviously. Pero, I don't want to compare the two, ¿verdad? Apples to oranges, apples to whatever. Pero I at least use las redes when I'm in a really bad spot mentally. Como por ejemplo, I don't know if any of you guys watched D'Angelo Wallace, I me encanta él. And he was he was talking about how when he's in a bad place mentally, también como que se mete at Twitter and he just scrolls and he looks at all the bad news and stuff. Now, I'm not really into reading more bad news, if I'm in a bad spot, but I do use las redes para distraerme. So I feel I feel like there's people that judge you if you use las redes and you're you say oh, I'm going through something, and then you use it, you tweet about something or whatever. And it's oh, pero tú no estás pasando a bad moment or something. Yeah. And I'm using las redes to cope. I'm on here trying to distract myself from what's happening. So it's no, that's kind of the reason que menciono Ricky Renuncia, because it's en esa época, if you posted that you were going to brunch during those que eran 3 semanas que estuvimos, ¿verdad? Ahí como que cyber protesting and everything. Durante esas 3 semanas, we couldn't talk about anything else, ¿me entiendes? And it's I obviously agree with that. It's fine. Pero yeah, como que it's for me, it's kind of hard porque como que you're trying to maintain the focus en ese topic, pero a la misma vez estás como que you post your breakfast or you post something que no tenga que ver con el tema, como que estás distrayendo. I don't know if you guys really understand me. I don't even think I'm trying to demonize that point tampoco. All I'm trying to say is that the internet is a really weird place, y ¿verdad? Como que I think we should be able to use it however we want, obviously, without being a total dipshit. Pero it's been a few minutes. Yes, I can curse. Nada. Just in case, ¿verdad? Because I feel like people can get kind of weird when it comes to that kind of stuff. Also, I angle the camera kind of weird. I'm really trying to like. This is me trying to maintain a good posture. Also, I love this shirt. Que un montón de gente me dijo que esta no es la de Bad Bunny de Moscow mío. And honestly, they're right, pero yo no le voy a comentar nada. But it's almost the same one. It's almost the same one, except esta es la de Walmart. Y no es exactamente la misma, como que it's different colors and stuff. Pero I always thought it was like the grading that made it different in the video. Pero Jesus Christ, I'm not talking about anything that I wanted to, but I'm kind of glad. I'm okay with it. This isn't even really a cold open, but I just wanted to say that. I wanted to say thank you for the good vibes. The internet is a weird place, and this is not Bad Bunny's shirt. Nada. Well, getting into today's topic, there's really no topic hoy. Pero there's been a few things that I've been thinking about, which is literally just the fact that the world is getting worse and there's no way to no sé, there's no other way to put it, because en verdad, I don't know. Obviously, these last few years of like really high political awareness, they kind of make you not immune, because I've never been immune to like bad news. I've never been immune to like, you know, what the reality of things. But I feel like, I don't know, but I really wanted to come on here and talk about like money, kind of. Not money per se, but the economy. And how it affects me as a person, and maybe how it affects you as a person. And I'm not politically savvy when it comes to the economy. I can't really define exactly what inflation is, but I know it's screwing with my pockets, ¿verdad? Gas prices are crazy. I've watched a ton of videos on it. I still can't really explain it to you, but OPEC is like this, you know, OPEC is a oil / petroleum / gasoline mafia. You know, I've tried to educate myself in these things. One of the biggest things que quería like kind of try to bring awareness to most of all it climate change. Kind of like a shameless plug que tiene que ver with that is every week I'm doing like my favorite stuff to watch, listen to, and eat on the Instagram. So go check out my weekly favorites, my Friday favorites. I change the title every freaking time I post. So, ¿verdad? Pero the reason it's related to this topic es porque I was watching The Politician. If you checked out this week's post, you might have seen que I've been watching The Politician. I watched season 2 y there's like this one character que está bien enfocada en como que living really sustainably. And mira, toda mi vida, ¿verdad? Like, I think as a millennial, you grow up with television kind of telling you the importance of recycling and all this stuff. Kind of like, not greenwashing, but it's like green. Is it greenwashing? Because there's like a thing called pink washing and rainbow washing, ¿verdad? But it's like, it's kind of selling you like, oh yeah, like, you know, recycling and living sustainably is important. But en verdad, like, those are things. And we can talk about climate change y living eco-friendly to like the individual level compared to like the company level, ¿verdad? I'm not here to talk about that, but it is something that worries me, ¿verdad? Just climate change in general and impending doom, pretty much. De verdad, this episode, sorry if it seems like I'm flinging a finger. This episode kind of, I wanted to sit down and talk about that because en verdad, mira, I don't want to get into my past, but I used to not live on the poverty line. I used to live a little above it, and now I don't. I've never been shy to say that. I just don't want to get into it. I don't want to talk about it, ¿verdad? Because I don't like exposing myself. I've probably exposed myself a lot on this podcast, but from a while ago that like, I don't like doing that. But anyway, now I feel like cuando me mudé, I was pretty okay. I was pretty like, I was very much in the mood to treat myself. I was like always treating myself. Always like, I saw this tweet that was like, you know, you're trying to nurture your inner child by buying things maybe you don't need, but like maybe your inner child really wanted. Pero now, like, I feel like I don't know if it's the eshis que just like dried me up, right? And obviously I don't regret it porque algo que I really believe in, and hopefully next year we'll have sponsors and all that stuff. Pero, you know, de un tiempito para acá, I've been like really economically aware, which like in itself is a privilege. Not that I haven't ever been tampoco, though. No es como que I was just like spending and wasting money sin saber what I had in my... I've always been like that. Y yo soy bien like... I would say que yo para muchas cosas yo soy bien maceta. Specifically when I moved out and I was like, you know, I could get this laundry detergent for a different, you know, whatever. Those kinds of things, yo siempre he sido bien como que maceta and economically aware. But recently more so. Recently I've been very like stressed about money. And I didn't even want to really get into it, but I did want to see if like anyone else felt this way recently, because it's like and not to, oh my god, I feel like sometimes I gotta watch what I say because it might sound like I'm being a hater or something, which I'm not really. Como que mira, I see a lot of people go on trips. I've always questioned how they've done that, ¿verdad? Porque yo digo como que damn, like I don't got trip money. I know que los fares han bajado y qué sé yo, pero you know, these are people that live kind of like me. I think it says a lot, a lot. I think it does say something about like, you know, this generation's 20-year-olds are not like a few generations ago. 20-year-olds, you know, 20-year-olds before, more commonly we're having kids, we're having like other priorities that weren't like maybe traveling and stuff like that. But I do still wonder, like, okay, you don't have a kid. I don't either. I don't got enough money to just go away whenever I want to, y qué sé yo. But obviously, like, I'm not saying it from, like, it'd be so stupid to be like, oh, yeah, they get to do all these things. And no. It's more like, how do they do that? We are in such an economical, like, crisis right now. I'm, like, trying to save every penny. The gas is, like, ripping me a new one, not to get too TMI, pero verdad, Dios mío, el bill de la luz. I know that not everyone has those things tampoco, verdad. I lived with my parents for a long time and I wasn't aware of a lot of these things. I didn't used to drive and now I'm driving, so obviously like gas money really hurts and stuff, way more than it used to. Pero yeah, and maybe some people aren't even aware of that yet. The point is que there's that, and there's also like the whole, I don't know, like I was saying about the character from The Politician who's like really into, my opinion on that is that like, mira, I do, like, I recycle, first of all. I feel like saying that is not even like that wow, because of course I mean, it's not like, mira, I remember there were commercials that were like, oh, one person could make a difference. And honestly, that's not true at all. And it really sucks porque my ring's on backwards. Te lo ponen como que an individual person does more damage or does as much damage as these big companies que waste so much of the earth's water, obviously produce so much disgusting amounts of waste, and also, ¿verdad? Como que I'm talking about things I'm not an expert on, ¿verdad? I'm just talking very generally. Pero these big ass companies causan tanto daño. And like, if you watch them, I really recommend it because it does get into like the heart of like negocios de política, que like, you know, even if say I want to get into politics, like I would have to get used to all people from past generations closing the door on me on my new ideas, you know, on like green ideas, on like social ideas, because no quieren escuchar, no quieren, you know, like they're predetermined with like, oh, well, you know, they're paying us debajo de la mesa over here. And when did this turn into like a conspiracy type of podcast? I don't know, but like those things just depress me. I laugh, but it's like, you know, I've been kind of I don't know, I haven't become a pessimist. I'm not a pessimist, ¿verdad? I don't think que I do have hope, ¿verdad? Pero at the same time, I think like, especially with climate change. Digo, como que I really wonder what the state of the earth is. It's unstoppable, yeah. It's unstoppable, como que... You know what's crazy? This shirt, I think, has to do with, like, nature. It's, like, a shirt based on the Grand Canyon. I don't know if, like, there were any proceeds that go to something related to it or something. I just thought of that. That was a big coincidence, pero... Now, I think a lot about how, like, it's just unstoppable, and the politician really made me think about que todo un negocio y que past generations really failed us, and I feel like they don't, you know, they think like, oh, you guys now with your gay marriage and your pronouns and your critical race theory, como que, well, yeah, past generations really failed us, y como que they don't want to see, like, mira, I find Zoomers as annoying as the rest of you. Oh my god, eso me quedó bien millennial. I'm so sorry to all my Zoomers. I'm pretty sure 100% of my audience is Zoomer. Pero Zoomer, Gen Z, by the way. Obviously, I love Gen Z. I admire Gen Z so much. Some of y'all can get a little annoying, and it's not any... I'm not gonna be on my anti-SJW shit, because I'm not anti-SJW, but some of y'all, like, I do believe in respecting your elders. Obviously, our elders are homophobic and racist and horrible, but I do believe in like, you know, there's value in experience. There's just, I don't know, like, those are things that I thought when I watched The Politician. En verdad, well, there's really no closing point to that except for, yeah, I do have a little hope. Obviously, I do my part. I try to recycle, even though that's nothing compared, and it also ends up in the same place, or it's so I've heard, which, like, I try not to buy so many things that produce so much waste, but it's just like, you know, I think organizing and protesting, those things can really make a difference from an individual standpoint. You know, if you really want to contrarrestar the big companies that are doing all these horrible things to the planet. I want to save the last few minutes of the podcast for... Bueno, en verdad, I wrote down, like, obviously, mira, I'm a social media manager, so I have to keep track of, like, what's trending, what's new, whatever. One of those things that I wanted to mention at the very least is, like, this Departamento de Agricultura head guy que dijo que uno podía comprar un desayuno a $1. Yeah, no, I feel like hell, yo no sé cómo compañías no se aprovecharon de eso, and they were like, mira, oh my god, I just realized I went to, like, a waffle place lo otro día, and the waffles were $1. Obviously, like, me costó más, like, the iced coffee that I got and stuff, but oh my god, I just realized that. Maybe it was because of that. I don't know. I'll do some research after this and probably laugh at it. But obviously that is just so far from reality. That is not true. Obviously, eggs, you gotta do the math, but that's not even... The closest to that is probably like $1.57, $1.50 something, like the cheapest breakfast that you can get, and that is not enough for anything. I found it really funny que Nati Natasha was, like, outside outside where Pina is, and she was just, like, singing. She wasn't singing, but she put this, like, music. Mira, coping method, great. You do that. You go wait for your man for the next 3 years or whatever. But posting it, girl, cringe. But at the same time, you know, all I'm thinking about is their daughter. I don't give a fuck about neither of them. But I think more about their daughter, who was, like, extremely exposed during that whole time. Other than, en verdad, I'm just gonna say this one really quick. I find it hilarious that the UP intern person from the UP account liked that one dick video. I found that very funny. Pero, you know, I don't want to end this podcast on a negative note, pero yeah, of course, there is, like, one of the biggest news que salió esta semana about, like, que el aborto ahora va a ser at 22 weeks. Mira, I'm not gonna go into so much detail about that, because for that you can watch a whole episode where I interviewed a woman who's currently pregnant todavía. Not interviewed, but we talked about, you know, reproductive rights y qué sé yo. You guys already know my stance on that. Obviously, I'm very pro-choice. I will always be pro-choice, ¿verdad? So escuchar esta noticia is disappointing, especially because it just goes against science, really. Como tú vas a... I feel like people don't like to listen to the facts of, like, usualmente aborto at that time is not wanted. Or, you know, there's people that don't even know que están embarazada. We all know these facts, ¿verdad? And it pisses me off que... I have really nothing big to aportar a ese argument, a esa noticia, to like the general collective commentary. We all know how I feel about that. It's horrible. It still baffles my mind que la gente no quiera entender que our body, our choice, y también como que not just our body, our choice, pero si tanto piensan que el feto es una persona. I saw a viral tweet que estaba como que pensión desde las 22 semanas. Yes, thank you very much. And not only that, pero estamos pensando en like, the potential person that could be too. Ustedes están tratando de forzar a una persona gestante a tener a baby that they don't really want, a tener un feto, crecer into a person que no va a estar en el mejor ambiente. Say that person gives birth. Let me just finish my thought first. Say that person gives birth. Va a estar en un ambiente not very good. Y you know what? I'm just thinking about Jay Fonseca, how he's been completely like, bro, bebé gotta have that like gorilla grip, bro, porque en verdad, she completely, not that he was like the best person before. Like, I remember he used to, I don't know, like, I think I had like Twitter beef going on once. About like, I don't know, this dude has been pro-life. Esa es la cosa. I think the argument that I got into with him, I don't know, you guys can search up at kiaraeshi at Jay Fonseca, I'm pretty sure, and you can find it, maybe, I'm not sure, pero it was about that. It was like about la merma de como que people that have been born, and like he was like, oh yeah, people tienen que nacer más personas, pónganse a chichar, qué sé yo, and I was like, what the fuck is wrong with you? And he like hit me back with something, and I think I blocked him or he blocked me. I don't know. The point is, I have a lot of opinions about like bringing people into this world nowadays, but en verdad, I don't get the obsession con poner a mujeres a parir. We're not incubators, and we never will be. Y en verdad, fuck y'all, porque ahora están poniendo muchas mujeres y personas gestantes in really bad positions. Literalmente una mujer como bebé puede abortar de lo más bien, safely, porque va a tener los recursos para hacerlo, pero una mujer pobre no, una persona gestante no. So fuck you. And con eso les dejo. It's crazy porque I was so excited to shoot this week, y entonces pues things happened. Maybe next week I'll do it earlier, because I was really like, oh, I can't wait to shoot Wednesday, and I had to shoot Thursday to post Friday, pero nada, let's see what happens next week. Please, again, send good vibes to my family. I thank you very much for that. Y I shall leave you now. Sit on that, and I'll see you guys next week again. You know, God willing.